Here's some good news. Judging by the thumbnail, it is in relation to the Halo TV show, and I know what happened. It got cancelled. It got cancelled! Who would have guessed? This is by Penguin Zero, by the way. So let's just... Here we go.
In life, there's pivotal moments where you really have to stop and self-reflect and really think about, what kind of person are you? And today I entered into this moral conundrum. As I looked myself in the mirror after brushing my teeth, I stared into my soul and I thought, am I really the kind of lowlife that would take pleasure in dancing on the grave of something? And the answer is a resounding yes when it comes to the Halo TV show.
Not just that, there are other things that make me feel that way. Things I will not say on stream because they could be deemed controversial. But, you know, God, this is really not good considering what happened last week, I think. What I'm talking about isn't in no relation to that. Just keep that in mind.
If the world looked a little bit brighter today, it's because news broke that the Halo series was cancelled after its second season, and even God was smiling, so he parted all of the rain and just gave us sunshine.
Yeah, I'm not entirely surprised that this is what happened. This is what happened because people at Paramount Plus decided, hey, you know what we're gonna do? You know this game franchise that's like generated over millions of dollars, I'm assuming, that has like multiple installments. You know that game series? You know that franchise? Let's not follow anything let's not follow any of the groundwork that it had set out. Let's go our own path and let's make our own version of the main character. Let's see how this goes, because surely enough, like people like the game, and you know, if we tie the name of the game to our show, then it's bound to be like a magical success story, right? Yeah. Did it go the way you think it did? See? I assume it didn't, because I don't think you wanted this to happen, but it did.
This is absolutely a finger-wagging moment for sure here. The Halo series is one that I've talked about a few times. I think I've made 3 videos on it. When it was first announced, a lot of the people behind the show were bragging about how they never played the games because it's like beneath them. They wanted to do their own thing and whatever. Just taking some level of pride in their ignorance on the property that they were supposed to be adapting.
Yeah, like honestly, when they were saying all that, when they were saying that they never played the games, I was like, then why are you in the position that you're in right now? Why are you even? Because I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why they were chosen to actually be the people that were leading this project, this television series. I don't know why, because if you want to make something based off of you know, some other material, like, you know, whether it be an anime based off of manga, or you know, a television series based off a game, it's best you actually refer to the source material, because that's your ticket to success, my guy. Just taking these shots in the dark, you're dooming yourself from the start, pretty much. And I'm assuming like the people at Paramount Plus were oblivious to that fact, because yeah, turns out going your own way with an IP that has generated millions, that doesn't really work well. It doesn't. I mean, surely there are ways you can make it work well, but apparently Paramount were not the ones to find out how to make it work well without referring to the source material. So, pretty much, we are at the state we are at right now.
It really felt like they just looked down on the property, just fucking spitting on it and beef stewing it like, oh, we're adapting a video game, yucky, but don't worry, we know best. So we're gonna make something actually good here for you.
They didn't know best, and that's very apparent now. Oh my god. Oh god. Honestly, if I had a nickel for every series based off a video game that was ending after 2 seasons, right now I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that's happening twice. I mean, come on, dude. Like, first you have Arcane, which is naturally ending after the 2nd season. Now you have this show, which isn't canceled 2 seasons in. And with that, I'm seeing a pattern that I really don't want to be seeing. I'm looking nervously at the Fallout TV show. Please don't cancel it. Oh god. I don't know. I'm worried.
Stupid nerds. And I went into season 1 with an open mind, as I always do, but it was just bad. It was so shitty, in fact, that it kind of got the nickname Master Cheeks, because Master Chief in the show had his bare butt cheeks out so many times and almost was never spotted.
God, what were they thinking with... Oh my god. What were they thinking with the first season, dude? I don't even know. I don't know why I don't know why they just didn't elect to retell the actual games from Combat Evolved and just go from there. Combat Evolved or Reach, probably like either one of the two. Preferably for me, Reach would be the optimal starting point. But hey, if you want to just get to the mainline story, go with Combat Evolved. I don't know why they just didn't decide to do that. And bro, I don't know why they didn't decide to do that and just went with their own original story. Because quite frankly, it was such a brain dead decision. And we got what we got, and we're not gonna give the season 3, which, to be honest, I don't think from what I've seen I would necessarily want to see a season 3, because god, like, parts of season 2 that I saw, I'm just glad in a way that I'm not gonna be able to see how much more they butcher the series. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord almighty.
Wearing his armor or helmet or anything. The man is a super soldier that's always dressed for spring break, and it wasn't a good series at all.
Give me a second. Oh my god, that's a good one. That's a good one.
And it's not my biggest complaint with him not being the one-to-one carbon copy of this video game counterpart. I'm fine if you want to feed me the vegetables like, hey, we need to flesh out Master Chief a little bit here so he's going to be out of his armor occasionally. That's okay, as long as you make it meaningful.
They didn't. They did not make it meaningful. They butchered the character, and they didn't give him any sort of, like, proper character development. Yeah, that is what we call in the industry a bad move. That is what we call having your character be foobar, pretty much.
It just wasn't in the show. I'm gonna hit you with the cold water right now. No one wants to watch Master Chief fuck. And no one wants to watch Cortana watch Master Chief fuck.
I don't know why they thought that would be a good idea for season 1. I don't understand. Like, why do we want to see... Oh my god, like, dude, if you don't know... Okay, so there's a graph, I'm pretty sure. There's, like, a graph somewhere on the internet of God. I think, was it comparing Gen Z to millennials? in terms of like wanting to see NSFW scenes in movies and TV shows. I don't think you could show it in TV shows, honestly, because again, FCC is a thing. So, God, like, what was? But I think it was a chart like that, and what was it? I think only like what 15%. I'm pulling these numbers out of thin air because I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think it was like somewhere around like 15%. I think less than 10% that wanted to see that stuff in movies and TV shows. And yeah, like I don't know why they decided. I don't know like why they decided because I'm pretty sure, like even though I think Halo has, I think even though like the games have like a majority millennial audience, I still think a lot of people in Gen Z have played Halo, have enjoyed, the Halo games, and yeah, like. But then again, I don't know why anybody would want to see NSFW scenes like that in a Halo TV show. Like anywhere else would be that would it would be fine, but just not in Halo, dude. Come on.
They turned her into a cuck. No one wants to see that. If you're adapting a beloved series like Halo, you're going to be getting fans going into it, and no fan wants to watch that. You're not going to be hooking an audience that's unfamiliar with Halo, at least not on a big scale. And even if that was the goal, Season 1 truly failed at that because it was just bad in its own right. It's not just a bad Halo show, it was a bad show. From top to bottom.
Yeah. Even if it again, I've said this to myself, and I'm pretty sure this has been said by other YouTuber. Hey, Sketchy. What is? Thanks for the follow, man. Thanks a lot. Are you an actual? Are you still here? Are you an actual person? Hello. Yeah, but thanks for the follow. If you are real, thanks so much. But yeah, God, what was I saying? By the way, I have to verify that because back in the era of Twitch, well, when I was getting started on Twitch, there were a lot of problems with follow bots and like hate raid bots and things like that. I need to make sure that I have to verify that everybody's an actual human being. Because, God, I don't know. It messes with my head, number one. Number two, you always have to be certain, because especially in the stage that I am in right now. Give me a sec. Did I go up No, I did not go up a follower. Okay, well, that was I'm pretty sure this was a bot. God dang it. Dude, you see, this is the problem with actual. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that because this is currently a video, so I'll just leave it. God, what was I even saying, dude? I don't even know. Yeah, let's just continue on. Like that just threw me off, man.
It was a bad season. A couple
Oh,
of
right. Okay. So what I was actually going to say before follow bot was oh, excuse me. That is not what I was going to say. All right. Well, what I was going to say was, even if this was like a regular show, like just an original show, not based on anything, it would be a bad show because, honestly, what was redeemable? What was I can't speak. I can't speak straight. What was redeemable? God, oh my God, I did it twice. What was redeemable about the Halo TV show? Aside from it being tied to the IP, what was redeemable about it? absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, because, like, dude, oh my god, you had some fight scenes, don't get me wrong. Those are pretty cool. You know, you had the callback to freaking what was it? Halo Infinite with the grapple hook. You had all these things, and God, they were just not complemented by a good story, essentially. Like, you could have like the best animations, like the best CGI. You have any of these things, but if the story isn't good, then, like, if you can't really catch a core intended audience, that's a problem, man. That's a big problem.
Decent moments with a few fights. Like the final episode actually was the best episode of the season, and it's because fucking Master Chief gets brain jacked into just being the Master Chief from the games briefly, where that's the only time things actually worked pretty well. The rest of the series was just dog shit. It focused on
Yeah,
things nobody
pretty
cares
much.
about. It told a story that had no real depth or intrigue to it whatsoever. It was so flat and lame. By the time season 1 finished, most people had either dropped it or completely wrote it off, and just praying with fingers crossed that a season 2 wouldn't come. But unfortunately, there was come. I don't know who at Paramount Plus convinced the higher up.
Yeah, that's sometimes it do be like that, sometimes it don't. But hey, I guess it did be like that. It did be like that, unfortunately. Oh god, I don't know why exactly. I don't know who they made the actual, like, season 2 for, but it couldn't have been for, like, the actual core fans of the game, right? Because they alienated those people away from the actual show, right? There was like, God, there were, I think, you know, I would say that now, but I think there might be actual, like, people who were, air quotes, fans of the game that actually enjoyed the show, and if you did, good for you. But you know, yeah, it's good for you, but you know, some of us are just a little wrong sometimes, right? Some of us are wrong in our assessments. Yeah, with that out of the way, that, yeah, yeah.
That it was a good idea to double dip here and try and make a season 2 out of this train wreck. Again, most of the audience had already dropped it. There wasn't a lot of interest. People weren't like fucking biting at their nails, scratching at their neck, hyperventilating, salivating for another season of this dog shit. Yet someone convinced them that it was worth investing for a second season, so they did. It's like when the
Higher ups, investors, most likely 343. Oh my god, bro! If 34 if it does turn out that 343 made them make a second season, they seriously need to be looked into about, you know, maintaining the rights to Halo, because I'm not saying that that's what happened. If it did happen, you need to have somebody look into 343 and question, you know, if they're able to continue managing Halo. You need to do that, because oh my god, dude, imagine if it was 343. That would be major yikes.
the studio execs were blindsided by memes and thought that Morbius was actually a superstar, like a cinema darling. So they actually re-released Morbius only for it to flop again. Like that's kind of what
Hey guys, it's Morbin time. Oh, that movie still sucks.
happened here with Halo Season 2.
Good
For
lord.
some reason, they thought that this time around it might do well, and it still didn't. Now, as I mentioned when I talk about this, it did start off a little better. And there definitely were better moments in season 2 than season 1. Like overall, it was an improvement. Season 2 got new staff on board from what I read that actually seemed to care a little bit more about the property, and they introduced a new character that was already an established character in Halo lore. Thank God. They
Oh,
brought in a character and tried to keep it true to how he was in the lore. That character was Ackerson. And the
I I don't remember. I don't remember who that is. Like I've played all the games. I don't remember who that is. Probably somebody from the Reclaimer saga, like, Halo 4, 5. Probably somebody like that, but I don't remember anybody else with that name. I don't know. Not in like the other games anyway.
actor who was portraying this character apparently is an avid Halo player. So he brought a renewed energy to that role, which did help, but the show was truly still directionless. It was still a fucking mess. So they started to do the exact same sins as season 1, where they started focusing on shit no one cares about. I don't know why, because they actually started to bring all of those characters from the little side quests that
Yeah.
everyone would snooze through.
Speaking of, good lord, hang on. I do. Speaking of this, I actually do want to. I do want to bring something up. If you haven't seen, if you haven't seen, give me a sec, 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 give me a sec. If you haven't seen, God, which one was it? This video, um, you could either watch my video reacting to this, or you could watch Ackman's actual video about Halo Season 2. That just reminded me of like a few scenes. Oh my god, bro. What's your KDR? That was when I knew that this was truly gone from us. That the Halo TV show was like truly turned into something else. Something horrid. Oh god, man, that was painful. What's your KDR in Spartan Attack? That is an actual line in season 2. That is an actual line in the show. Jesus Christ. Oh, oh my god. The fact that that actually got through is just that's crazy. That's wild. That is insanity. Oh my god.
Into like the bigger scope of season 2. Like they started to bring all the characters together, only to then still once again put an emphasis on the shit no one cares about, like the Qua Han storyline and all of that. And they also brought back McKee, which I'm positive none of you remember any of these characters' names, so I'll explain. McKee was the human covenant that Master Chief fucks. Like she and him get together and they share.
Yeah, oh my god. Bro. When I reacted to Ackman's video and I saw her again, I audibly groaned. I audibly groaned. Like it was just good lord. Oh, I'm so glad that the show is actually over, because I don't think I don't think I could sleep better at night knowing that we might have gotten like a third season to this monstrosity. Thank the Lord, the pain is finally over.
This romance that really comes out of nowhere. There's no fucking chemistry there at all. So they had sex in season 1 and she died at the end of season 1 only to be brought back in season 2 and
Yeah,
once again reunite.
that was like one of the most wild parts. Why did they have to do that? Why did they have to bring her back, man? It was oh my god. I'm so glad that I actually didn't end up watching this series because oh my god, I don't think I could have gone through it. I don't think, and even if I did watch it, I don't think you could look at the games the same way I did. I'm just glad that I avoided this like the plague. Oh,
The worst romance plot television has ever seen. Fucking CW Productions do better romance than the Halo series. I don't even know why they tried to fucking shoehorn this in there.
yeah.
I'm not here to just re-review Halo as a series again. I will say though, I really do think Master...
To be honest though, CW Productions go hard. I will say that. I will say that, and I will die on that cross. CW Productions, they kind of go hard.
Chief's actor here, Pablo Schreiber, I can't remember how you say his name. I really do think he could have been a good Master Chief if he just had better material to fucking work with. Like, there are some moments in Season 2 that I felt...
Is it confirmed that he didn't play the games? Or, like, one of the people did not play any of the actual, like, games? I think he was one of them, but I think also, like, the showrunner did not look at the source material and did not play the games. Yeah, again, that's a big problem. You always need to know what the material is. Like, that's... bro.
Thought could have been great, and there were some moments that were pretty decent, like the flood, for example. But none of it leads to the show being good. Again, Halo Season 2 is better than Halo Season 1, but that's like saying poop is better than shit. I've used that expression before, but that's really what it feels like.
Yeah, they're both
I don't know why they would
great.
take a property like Halo and transform it into something that's completely unrecognizable from what it's borrowing from. There's no winning in that scenario. And this announcement that it's canceled after 2 seasons should really send a strong message to every other studio out there that does shit like this, because it's not exclusive to just Halo. We've seen it happen with, like, The Witcher, for example. This isn't uncommon.
Yeah, that's a big one. The Witcher, it was great for season 1, I'm pretty sure. I didn't watch the Witcher series, but I heard that season 1 was pretty solid. And then pretty much after that it fell off a cliff. Nobody knew what they were doing. So, yeah. Again, I worry about the Fallout TV show, because Jesus Christ, if it ends up being the same thing, like, oh my god. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what they're doing with that, though. I hope to God that's the case. Because if not, we're in for a rough ride, boys.
But I don't know why it's ever something that gets considered. Like, hey, we want to make this beloved property into a television show. Let's make sure everyone who works on it has never even heard of this property, and we'll wing it. Now, I'm sure we know what's best for those fans, and they're going to love it, and they'll appreciate it. They'll pat us on the ass. They'll suck our butts out. They're going to really love it. And then you have shows like Halo.
That's a major yikes. That's a major yikes, my guy. That's not good. That's really not good, because, yeah, you need to know the property before you ever even consider making it. I don't know how they could have done this. I don't know how they could have gotten away with this. Like, legitimately, I don't know how. I don't know how. I don't know why, but they did, and good Lord Almighty. Oh. This just plays onto the stigma that, video game adaptations suck, pretty much. Like, the Halo TV show does not do that stigma any justice. I mean, there are exceptions. Arcane is pretty phenomenal. I think it's gonna end strong with season 2, and even with that, I don't think the actual, like, I think that Arcane will end up being an anthology series. So just because first 2 seasons are over doesn't mean the actual, like, anthology is ending. Fallout TV show, from what I've heard, pretty freaking great. I mean, they could have screwed it up, but they didn't. yeah, there are other exceptions too. I mean, from what I know, the Sonic movies are pretty polarizing, but I enjoy them. I enjoy them. Not everybody's cup of tea, but hey, yeah, it's just like there are ways to make adaptations properly. The Halo TV show was not bad. If anything, it was just you just gotta throw it into the bin with like the old Mario Bros. Movie. I'm talking about the live action one from the freaking 90s. It was either the 80s or 90s. I don't freaking remember. You just gotta throw it away with that and just good lord. Uh, oh man.
A very expensive pill to swallow when you have to cancel because everyone hated it. It's a lesson that shouldn't even need to be learned, it should just be common sense. Like, you can just look at other shows that are successful at this kind of shit, like The Last of Us show, or even more recently, Fallout, where you have
Yeah,
the property
pretty much.
being adapted to a show, and it's not one to one. Both the
I totally forgot The Last of Us actually had a TV adaptation. I totally forgot about that. I would have brought that up.
those shows took very different directions, but it was still very recognizable in the property they were adapting, and they also had people on board that were very familiar with the property they were adapting. Thus, they were able to create something that was good for both fans and people who have never even played or heard of the games. I don't know why studios can't see the success of shows like Fallout and Last of Us and just be like, oh, okay, so that's how we should do it going forward. I don't know how we still end up with shit like Halo. I also can't help but mention the chutzpah here that even in the midst of canceling Halo with Paramount
I love it. I love it when he says that the chutzpah, the chutzpah. I can't say it. I can't say it properly. Did I say it properly? I think I did. I I'm sorry. I'm sorry, my friends.
Plus, they are still trying to shop it around for another service that will pay for it to bring another season. The fucking chutzpah to think that somehow
Oh my god,
this stinker
bro! Like, who's picking this up? I'm sorry. Who in their right mind is picking this? Who in the world is going to pick this show up? Who are they thinking? I don't know, man. Oh, good lord. From what I've heard, I think Christopher Nolan is looking at, acquiring this. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure Christopher Nolan picked this up or whatever. So we could get a season 3. It could be better. I hope it is. If this is true. Uh
is worth a third season, like another streaming service taking the chance and financing another one of these, is crazy. Like, they are huffing their own farts and are getting delusional off it, getting loopy from it.
not just that, they're huffing the lead paint. You gotta remember that. They love that paint with lead in it. I'm just saying.
How? It's a clear message here that no one wants to watch more of this show. You have a couple of decent things in there, like the flood at the end or the final episode of season 1, but you are showcasing, you had 2 chances now, you are showcasing that you cannot make a good Halo show. So why the fuck would anyone else want to take a chance with this team?
I mean, even if season 3 is much better than the 2 seasons, doesn't take away from the fact that the first 2 seasons were garbage. That doesn't take away from the fact that, that you can't redeem both of the first 2 seasons with a great season 3. That can't happen. Even if you find a way to make a season 3 worth watching, like, even if you find a way to make it 10 out of 10, 5 stars, both the first and second seasons are garbage. They're trash. So it doesn't matter, really, right? Am I making sense here? I feel like I have to be making sense, right?
It doesn't make sense to me that they would still want to try and find a buyer for it. And what's also even more sad and pathetic is that I'm pretty confident that there will be some sucker that's going to do this. Someone's going to take the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and they're going to pump a ton of money into this, and they're going to make a big season 3 of Halo, and again, it will fucking flop.
You gotta remember, Christopher Nolan is one of like the lead writers, I'm pretty sure, for the Fallout TV show, and that's great. That's great. It's amazing the work that he put in. For Halo, I feel like he would know what he was doing, but it's really up to the people that he brings on board, or the people that stay on board, like that actually know what the product is. And there are very few of those people. So it's really up to, who decides to hop on this project if it continues. And quite frankly, I don't know who is who, pretty much. I don't know who actually knows about the product, or who is passionate about it, or who knows absolutely nothing about it. I'm just a normal guy. I'm not in any position to actually like look into people's credentials. So it's really up to if it's true, it's really up to Christopher Nolan and basically anybody else who hops into an actual like director's position or whatnot for this show. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really know, man. I don't know how this is gonna go if we get a season 3.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put that prediction out there right now. I bet someone will actually buy this and deliver a season 3. And I guess we'll see how it goes from there. But it shouldn't be getting a season 3. I don't know how in Hollywood you can just continuously fail upwards. And it's not just Hollywood, actually. It's so much of the upper echelon of like tech and anything. Like fucking John Rizzitiello, the guy who failed at EA and then failed at Unity and continues to just find himself in these big positions. It's just once you reach a certain level of power.
Yeah, people with power and money think that they know better, pretty much. That is just the way that it goes. That's the way it's going to continue to go, pretty much. These people think they know better. Most of the time they don't. But who else is gonna finance? Who else is gonna pay the checks? Who else is gonna, who else is gonna receive the bank statements? Who else is gonna just put their names on things and, a few stacks on the same fine print or whatever? Who else is gonna do that? No one else. That is the answer. No one else. It's up to the people with power and money who have their voice, are able to have their voices heard. We're able to steer things the way that they want them to be steered, pretty much. And that's about it.
Or in those kind of industries, you just can't fail downwards like everywhere else. In those industries, it's only upwards. Like, oh, you delivered 2 huge flops for Halo and everyone hated it? Well, come on board. Do you want to be CEO of Amazon? Like, you're more than qualified. Like, it's unreal. So I really do think that it will get that season 3 bought from another platform. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this because it is a good thing that it got canceled. This should be a message for every studio going forward looking to do adaptations that you should at least be somewhat faithful to the property you're adapting instead of being outwardly shitting on it. So yeah, anyway, that's about it. So yeah.
Oh my lord, like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know how you can necessarily how they necessarily were able to screw it up this bad to where it's not salvageable anymore. I mean, clearly they did it because Paramount Plus ended up canceling, any future plans for it. So yeah, here's a link to the video. Oh my god. Oh, good lord. Hang on. The worst part about Paramount, the worst part is Paramount took the lesson that nobody wants a Halo show. Instead of nobody likes shows that that don't rely on source material. I mean, hey, yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Let's look at some of the replies. Saving you from the bots. Okay, well, nothing of real substance, I guess. It should have been canceled 2 seasons ago. I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I feel like the show could have been better if it was actually given to somebody that, cares about the source material, pretty much. I feel like a lot of the people who oh god. A lot of the people who ended up watching the show, didn't necessarily. No, what am I even saying? Yeah, I feel like a lot of the people who ended up, making the show is what I meant to say was didn't. I failed twice. The reason I failed twice is because I opened up a new window to try to actually put some background music in, and quite frankly, I just lost focus. I did not mean to blame people. Blame the people that watch the show. I did not mean to do that. I'm sorry. Oh, my brain is rotted through. My brain is rotted through, man. I'm gonna look at a few more of these comments though. After okay. Give me a second. Alright. Okay, well. Give me a sec. Yeah. Showrunner's total disregard for the source material was disappointing, to say the least. The cancellation should serve as a wake-up call to other studios attempting to adapt beloved franchises. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. That's pretty much the sentiment that. Yeah, this makes me worry about like the current shows that do exist that are based off of like video games and stuff like that. Because, I mean, dude, we still have the Fallout show. And that just completed its like first season. Like the first season is finished up, right? So I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I'm kind of worried about it. I'm a little worried. Okay, well, I just love the Band of Brothers style original story. Perhaps following a squad of ODSTs, Halo Legends did something similar with with a short story about a squad of ODSTs, led by a mostly silent Spartan, on a high-value target assassination. I mean, a lot of people are forgetting. Oh god. Okay, I'm sorry about the music being too low. A lot of people do forget that there was a Halo show. There was like a much older Halo show in the form of Halo Legends, pretty much. That's what a lot of people forget. That Halo Legends is a thing. But hey, we had a Halo show in a sense, but again, it was a much shorter story, and by all means, I don't necessarily think it was canon. I'm I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but hey. Hang on. Also, Chief committing war crimes by hooking with a prisoner of war's crazy. Yeah, that was... Again, what were they thinking? What were they thinking when they were doing this? When they made that... when they were... I don't know. I don't know, I don't want to know. I'm just glad that it's over. Pretty much. Oh my god, it's insane, man.